Dun, dun, dun. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's jump into this hump day. Hump day. It's the middle of the week. It's the first week of April, and we got some things to talk about. Welcome to Primetime. Welcome to the original Primetime. All those duplicators, the Primetime wannabes, they're on yesterday. That real Prime starts today. It could be 3 minutes. It could be 3 hours. It could be 300 days. Who knows? We gotta start the show right after this word. Yeah, we are here. That's a close one. Good evening, content creators. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the show. Welcome to another episode of Primetime. Well, it could be a 3 minute show. It could be a 30-minute show. It could be a 3 hour show. It's up to you. It's up to you to want to be talking about. But those of you that want to see the show last night, it was a pretty good, interesting show. We talked about all kinds of things, quiz related. And then we got two PD-18. That's stuff. But yeah. So before I continue, we got to talk about some top stories. The top story of the day was last night. You had some interesting tornadoes hitting the southeast. A lot of damage, some injuries, but yeah, just pray for those people that go through that. I had not been to a tornado. I've been through a hurricane. I also been through a typhoon. I've been through a little bit of an earthquake back in the day in Okinawa, Japan. So yes, also we gotta take a moment. Say a prayer for people in Taiwan. They had a 7.3 earthquake yesterday morning their time. So yes, we'll check it out. Also, we got some things we want to talk about. But first and foremost, we got to go into the Fox Weather Center and check out what is going on. Let me go ahead and do this. While y'all are coming in, or if you guys are working in the back, there's the link. Let me go ahead and put all right, let's see here. Dun, dun, Gotta put the music up. All right. We got I hate these commercials. Yes. One of the things I gotta do next month is I gotta pay the YouTube premium. I despise commercials. One reason why I do that because I'm fat and they got too much food in there. Yes, I know. It's in a commercial break, so hold on. I think we're back. Let's see here. See if we can put it on now. Play. Nope. Back to commercial. But yeah, for those of you who want to know, the doctor's appointment, I had a doctor's appointment. And the doctor said, what happened? I said, I was on the craziest cruise. I was on the greatest cruise of all time, Doc. And the habit came back home with me. So yeah. We will be doing a major diet. I'll talk about that in a minute, but I'm trying to get some news up here. Uh, yeah, so let me go ahead and do this real quickly. Check and see who's here. Nobody's here, so yeah, it's the middle of spring break. I got about a couple of weeks until spring break's over. Not a lot of cruising news, but yeah, they're gonna build some other ships. People got stranded in Africa. Back on the ship, they caught up, but it cost them a lot of money. That's why you need to have cruise insurance. That's why you need to have your passport. So we don't know the whole story about that. Story number two is Baltimore. They don't know when it's going to be open fully operational. They're still trying to get the debris from the ship to get the bridge out of the middle of the river. It's it's sad, but the latest information is all Carnival ships were based in Baltimore were getting to leave anyway, so they're going to Norfolk. Obviously, people who are planning to go to Baltimore, you go on a cruise now to go to Norfolk, Virginia, and I would never go on the ship in Norfolk, Virginia. That's just me. All right, let's see if we can get back on the news. There we go. Let's see right now. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Well, you heard it there first. Dude, that's probably a bleeped out word, tornado. Now, I would never recommend doing something like this, although they did seem to be in somewhat of a safe spot because a car park is fairly sturdy, but still dangerous to do, but kind of cool to see from a viewer's perspective. But that was a destructive tornado, or destructive storm rather, that moved right into downtown Charleston, West Virginia on Tuesday. There was damage reported as intense winds ripped a facade from a building and blew out windows and downed trees. And we saw a flash flood watch last night that was about the size of a small state, 100 miles long and over 80 miles across. And this is the result. Flooding in the Pittsburgh area as area creeks and rivers swelled above their banks. The National Weather Service said they've had over 4 inches of rain in the last few days. It's the second largest 3-day total in April on record. And Mount Rainier in Washington looking bold as ever against the blue sky. And look at all the snow blowing off the top of it.
Blue sky.
Time lapse. Beautiful. I love going to the mountains, especially when the peaks are snow covered. Mount Rainier is around 14,000 feet up, so there is certainly plenty of snow to blow around this spring. And this was a developing tornado just west of Louisville on Tuesday. You can see as that funnel started to come down towards the ground, and then you see that rotation. And just watch these dancing vortices as the tornado develops over Sunrise, Tennessee. Notice there's two particular vortices, not totally unusual to see within a supercell storm, and they can also sometimes combine to one larger vortice as well, even some debris being wafted into the air as well. And Monday saw a streak of tornadoes across northern Oklahoma. Here's one that was just direct.
Gas and battery, more than 200 joules. That's what
the commercial. Bye.
Let's get spicy, America, with our jalapeno.
All right. Got commercials. I hate. All right, let me go ahead. I hate commercials. Well, they hate me too. So we'll go ahead and switch over. I gotta find some material. But yeah, tornadoes. We had something. Now the weather thing's going to happen next Monday. The solar eclipse. Who's already where I'm in a good location as long as there are no clouds. What it looks like. The future forecast looks for rain and clouds. So a lot of people say, "See, you gonna film it? You gonna film it?" Yeah. All right, let's see here. I'm trying to find some movie swap. Ooh. Yeah, on movies. At most, oh, we got Techno Dad. Okay, let's go over here. For those of you since you're not coming into cruising, we're going to talk about some movies. Let's see if we can get him on here.
I did a test live stream and I just started jumping into it. And
There we go.
I don't know. I'm still tripping and stumbling as I go and trying to figure it out.
We all.
Yep.
This is all good.
Yep.
You do have a very cool show that you come up with now, the Movie Club.
Thank you.
I really enjoy that. How did that come off?
I was trying to think of some things I could do if I was going to do a live stream, which I've done some pre-recorded videos, but not as many. I've found, and I still want to get back and get better at that and editing and all that, just to learn a little bit more about it. But I had so much fun with live streams and the interaction with the chat and having a guest on just like this. I love sitting down and having a talk with somebody. And so I've kind of leaned that way. But I was trying to think what I could do, and I don't know what maybe popped into my head and whether I could have come up with a better name of the show. But I just kind of always thought of like book clubs where, people would pick a book out to read for the month. And, they'd come together multiple times through the month and talk about it, share what their experiences have been with it, what they're getting from the book. And I always thought that was cool. And I thought, well, that could translate to a movie. We could.
Good evening,
do that with
everybody.
a movie and give me an excuse to be able to have somebody on that I can get to know them better, or get to meet them for the first time, have just a chat with them, but then pick out a movie that a lot of times I'll try to make sure it's on a free streaming service as well and kind of announce what it is. And if people want to watch it ahead of time, they can, and there's not a money barrier, to be able to check that movie out. It doesn't always work out that way, but to do that, and I don't know, it just was a fun way to get to know people in the community better, get to have the other side of things, from being in the chat, but actually being on the stream itself. And, like having you on the show, getting to know you better. And that's been awesome. There's been so many great connections that I've had so far with it. And I'm still very, very new with it.
Yep. I had a great time when I was on your show.
Yeah,
Let's see who's watching this show. Let's go ahead to the chat and see who's actually here. My guy Pat is here from Hat Cheetah Review. He said this is going to be fire tonight. I think it will. Pat will be a future guest. He's going to be on. He's going to be on next month. Next month we're going to have Pat.
They're talking about movies and music.
Pat has some awesome interviews. He interviews a lot of industry folks, a lot of people, a lot of indie.
They're gonna say my name. If they say my name, I'm gonna cry.
On the screen, he's in the chat.
Sorry, I was popping in there saying hi to people, so you might have to skip past some line.
That's all right. Monkey's here. She's down and looking at two kings of late night movies recently. Both your picks are always worded with 100% decency. Okay. I'm not sure about that. I'm gonna hold off on that because sometimes I gotta go a little bit outside the lines.
Like I said, sorry, you're gonna have to skip past me. I couldn't help it. I started jumping in there saying hi to people.
It's all good. Adrian says hello. What's going on, Adrian? I saw Adrian over at Ben's or something when I was watching that stream earlier. Basis for Radio says, I'm sorry, we're going on at the same time, guys. Have a great show, and I will catch the replay. I'm gonna do the same for them.
Absolutely.
Basis for Radio. If you don't know, you might be familiar with the 4K Lowdown. Anybody that's out there, it's Dave and Rich of Turn Fan 77. They have a great show together. And yeah, they started at the same time weekly tonight. I usually watch their stuff. So
I try to jump out into theirs as much as I can as well. And they put out a lot of great stuff. They're great guys. They're another one that you probably have a lot of people like that too, where it's like they were an early one that had me on. Not that I'm like known now, but when I was like even smaller, I'm small, but even smaller than what I was. And, it's just some people like that are like, where I was like, I'm sorry, not that I'm going to bring a whole lot to, like following into your show. They're like, I don't care. We just want to talk to you. And that's kind of the attitude I've tried to keep with this too. It's like, I want to talk with this person and hang out. I don't care if there's 1 or 500 people in the chat. I mean,
Yeah.
I care if they're in there, but you know what I mean. I'd have that conversation with them regardless.
For them and for me, and I know KB feels the same way. It's not about, I'm not having on other people just so I can get followers from
Right.
them, get subscribers from them.
Right.
I didn't really want to talk to the person I'm talking to, so it doesn't really matter how many subs you have. You can have one, you can have zero, you can have 10,000.
Yep.
If I watch your stuff and you're interesting, I think you have something to say about movies, hey, I want to talk to you.
Well,
Tiana is in the chat. She says,
Question: how many movies and TV shows do you have in your collection?
skip over you for a second.
yeah, skip over me all you want.
Holly, what's going on, man?
Hey, Holland.
Stacy is here. He's making a block push tonight. Hey,
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 Stacy.
everyone. What's going on, Stacy? It's been a while. Stacy is a former guest. Gonna have to get Stacy back at some point. A recent guest, CC Clemens, is here. What's going on, CC?
Yeah, I was checking that one out. There's been a couple where I've been busy on those nights and I had to go back and do replays, but I have been catching up on that one. So
Yeah, she's got a great channel, and I thought it was a great time when we had our movie swap. Jeff is here. What's up,
Hey,
everybody? Two of my favorite people. Jeff is another person we got to meet.
that's right. Yep.
That's right. You got to spend a lot more time with him because you stayed at the Airbnb. So for anybody out in the chat who's not aware of what happened, a bunch of YouTubers, Bob about Blu-rays, Tony from Basement Blues, Tim Talks Talkies, Ryan from Movies with Brian, Jeff from John Doe, and I'm missing people I know. Corey, of course.
Yeah, there's Johnny. What's Johnny watching?
Thank you. What's Johnny?
Yep, and Jeff. Yeah, we had Jeff here, and there was a nice big group there. Tony, I can't
Yes,
remember.
so they kind of came in from wherever they are in the country, and they went into Tennessee, and a bunch of them stayed at a big Airbnb. I'm in North Carolina, and so I drove up to Asheville because they were coming to Asheville to go to Orbit DVD. So I came to Asheville from where I am and met up with those guys. And you guys stayed a weekend at an Airbnb together, so you got to really spend time with Jeff and all the others.
Yeah, it was a great time. It was fun hanging out, and we stayed up too late talking. Nothing crazy, but man, it was funny how you get talking with a big group of people like that you have a similar interest and have fun with, and next thing you know, probably should go to bed so we can get a couple hours of sleep before you get going the next day.
The sun's coming up.
Yeah.
What's happening?
It was almost like nothing wild and crazy. Just you start having those talks, and it's like all of a sudden the time flies by.
Yeah.
There we go. Collect the Movie Man. He says, "Hey, Coriandel, what's going on?
Hey there.
Thank you for joining us."
Absolutely.
Jeff says, "Yeah, Corey, us North Carolinians will welcome you back anytime." So Jeff lives pretty close to Orbit DVD, if I'm not mistaken.
I guess I don't know how close, but it didn't seem like it was too bad of a trip for him. So, yeah, he said anytime I wanted to come back there and go shopping, he'd meet me there. So I was like, I might have to take some people up on that sometime.
And I also follow him on Instagram. I saw that he went back and had another haul, so we'll be close to that.
Yeah, I think.
There's Ryan says it was a great trip. Glad I got to meet you both. Absolutely.
Cody from Film Addiction, he was another one that was out there. Cody and Emily,
Cody, that's
his
right,
wife,
Cody.
and they just did another trip out there with a buddy of his that started up a YouTube channel. So that's pretty cool to see.
Yep, cool. Being close to Orbit is a double-edged sword for sure. Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, we definitely talked about it.
I would love it being close, but I would hate it being close as well.
He says, "Sorry, y'all, but the best McKay's is the one in Chattanooga." I want to get there one day.
I'll try it out.
There, so
I'll try it
I'll
out.
check it out. That will be cool. All right, we got a bunch of pays going back and forth. Glad to see everybody out in the chat tonight. Oh, there's a new face here. Z's Gaming and Home Theater Channel. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming out, Z's. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah,
Hope
good to
you
see you,
enjoy
man.
what you see. If you're not subbed to Corey, go sub to Corey.
And if you're not sub to Dell, sub to Dell.
Only if you like it while you're here. Only if you like it. Film Addiction is here.
There's Cody.
Right there.
Yeah.
He says hey to us both. And I'm looking to see if there's anybody else who popped in.
Oh, I think I see a couple. I see double feature podcasts.
I just scrolled over it. There they are. There's Mika. Says hey Stacy.
And Tony, I think, dropped in here. I was just flipping through.
Yeah. Question from Z's: how many movies and TV shows do you have in your collection? You want to take a swipe at that one first?
Hmm. I never have claimed to have like a gigantic collection. I mean, it's larger than some people, but it's definitely not topping out like what you see on some people's. I'm I don't know about TV shows. I don't have seen anything really good to track that. I do have some sense with it, but I'm probably pushing about for movies, probably about the 700 range ish. I mean,
Okay.
so I mean, a lot more than some, but a lot less than others. But it's
Yeah.
I try to kind of keep it within a certain area, and we'll see. It might get bigger. There's been some paring down over the years, so I was probably more, but then I did and I kind of wish I didn't do it now, but a little while back I did a purge of my DVDs and some things like that, but that dropped the number down.
Yeah, good for you. That's self control. That trying to stay in around a certain amount. That's good self control. I wish.
Hey,
I if we're counting spines and boxes, I'm around 1,900 total.
Oh wow!
wow.
But yeah, that, like you said, though, it's a lot more than some, but a lot less than others.
Yep. Yeah. No, I still love it. I just like I said,
Give me a second.
we'll see. I like.
Oh, sorry. Why am I tearing up? It is. I gotta catch my breath. I'm getting old and getting fat. What I'm tearing up. It is a mini PC / NAS device. I got it yesterday. Uh, it has a Windows 10 operating system. It has 500 gigabyte hard drive. Hold on. But yeah, I had to get the part in there. Yeah, so it's gonna be an all nighter. So yeah, give me a second. I'm watching this guy. All right, by the way, Daryl, check out Z's Gaming and Home Theater channel. Check out my channel. I'm gonna put some new stuff on there. I'm gonna do a demonstration on the PC tomorrow. Maybe I should do it. I'll probably do it later on tonight, but probably not. It depends. But yeah. So that is what I'm doing. I'm trying to get the. How is the video? How is the video I put up? Okay, let me go ahead and check you out real quickly. I got them on pause. They're doing a live show on the home theater and stuff. So and movies and TV shows. They said my name. Let's see. I like it when they say my name, so I'm gonna record that. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and do this. Let me go to yours. Okay, so it's on JD Cruiser. Okay. Uh, Let's see here. Dun dun. Gotta find you. Yeah, I got a lot of lists, so yeah. uh, yeah. There you are. Let's see here. I see ya. I won't put the audio if you have music on here. I'll take out the latest. Wow. Wow, that's pretty good. I saw your video of the fun night of the Golden Mermaid on the Carnival Jubilee. You did a great presentation. I like the dinner. You can show them the food. I like the video talking about the food. And then the next video was the little motto of the Jubilee, which was very, very nice. That was your wife. Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, I you got good presence. If that is a phone, that's good. If you have a selfie stick, that'd be better. But yeah, let's see here. I'm looking here. Oh, I like that bar. He's sipping on something. Yeah, see, that's, I wish I would have done that. Okay, you got the piano. That's good. Okay, so the video I saw, you're at the Jubilee bar. You pan out, and yeah, I like that. Yeah, if you're going to get a camera, get a camera. More likely, get a camera that's a GoPro. Uh, get a GoPro with a selfie stick. Make sure your SD card is big. Uh, 512 gigabytes or more. Make sure it is video 30. It says V30. You can get that on Amazon, but yeah, it looks good. I am very, very impressed. Um, yeah, the piano. See, oh, yeah, it sounds good. See, now I said this. I saw it's just not. It's just me. When you're filming, I do this too. I can remember where my camera lens is on my phone. You see your wife's finger, but that's about a thing. That's mini, but all in all, it's awesome. I do that too because I forget. See, look at that drink. See, you're making me thirsty. See, you kiss it. Wow. See, wow. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was you did way yeah. You did way better than my videos. But yeah, you can do videos. I do now. as far as outside videos, if you have an outside video, you're doing outside the ship and it's windy, you could have two things. You could have music on there. That's why I like Creative Mix. If it's windy, you can take out the wind. You can mute the audio. If you're not talking and you just showing videos like that, go ahead and do that. But yeah, you did a good job. Excellent. Uh, so what I was doing is, yes, I got that mini PC slash NAS. It's a mini computer. 16 gauge of RAM. It has it does have a HEDC HDMI. I had to get the VGA cable, which is no problem. So I'll get ready to hook it up. But also, I am listening to a guy talking about movies and TV shows. So we're gonna get back into that because we can. It's prime time. All right. Let's see here. Continue.
Like I said, I've never based anything that I'm doing on saying I got this crazy big collection that nobody can match, but most everything that I got in here, I've really liked, or I just haven't watched it yet, and I'll have to determine whether I like it or not. And then after that, I kind of figure out if I have any buddies that want to check it out. I'll we do some trading and some swapping of movies sometimes, or or even just giveaway or something.
Yeah, and just to finish answering these questions for me, those are movies. I'm less than 50 TV shows. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for full series, I'm definitely under 50. I'd say that.
Yeah, it's for sure under 50. We'll have to hit up Orbit when we visit family this summer. Sure.
Oh, nice.
All right, here we go.
That would be a great trip. Caveman is here, or Guy, aka
Hey,
Guy, says, "Hey to everyone, please hit the like button for the two sexiest NPR voices on YouTube." I can't compete with Corey, so
I don't know about that.
So yeah, I've heard you say about me in the past how I seem calm and collected.
Oh, absolutely.
But it can definitely be said of you.
Oh,
that is for sure.
I won't argue. I'll take the compliment.
If we're counting spines and boxes, I'm around 1900.
Definitely not topping out like we
out in the chat tonight. Oh, there's a new face here.
There we go.
Z's Gaming and Home Theater Challenge.
Yeah.
Everybody, thanks for coming out, Z's. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah,
I hope you enjoy what you see.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not sub to Corey, go sub to Corey.
And if you're not sub to Dell, sub to Dell.
Only if you like it while you're here. Only if you like it. Film Addiction is here.
There's Cody
right there.
Yeah.
He says there. He says hey to us both. And I'm looking to see if there's anybody else who popped in.
And I think I see a couple. I see Double Feature Podcast.
I just scrolled over it. There they are. There's Mika. Says hey Stacy.
And Tony, I think, dropped in here. I was just flipping through.
Yep. Question from Z's. How many movies and TV shows do you have in your collection? You want to take a swipe at that one first?
I never claimed to have like a gigantic collection. I mean, it's larger than some people, but it's definitely not topping out like what you see on some people's. I don't know about TV shows. I don't have anything really good to track that. I do have some sets with it, but I'm probably pushing for movies, probably about the 700 range ish. I mean, a lot more than some, but a lot less than others. But it's
Question.
Kind of keep it.
What kind of category?
We'll see. It might get
of
bigger.
movies
There's
you
been some
like?
paring down over the years, so I was probably more. But then I did a.
Do you like?
I didn't do it now, but a while back I did a purge of my DVDs and some things like that. But that dropped the number down.
Yeah, good for you. That's self-control. That trying to stay in around a certain amount.
Movies do you like? Do you like comedy, sci-fi,
if we're
adventure?
Boxes, I'm
and what are your favorites?
Oh wow. Okay.
But yeah, like you said, though, it's a lot more than some, but a lot less than others.
Yep. Yeah. No, I still love it. I just like I said, We'll see. Like I said, I've never based anything that I'm doing on saying I got this crazy big collection that nobody can match. But most everything that I got in here, I've really liked, or I just haven't watched it yet. I'll have to determine whether I like it or not. And then after that, I kind of figure out if I have any buddies that want to check it out. I'll we do some trading and some swapping of movies sometimes, or or even just giveaway or something.
Yeah, and just to finish answering these questions for me, those are movies. I'm less than 50 TV shows. That's for sure.
For full series, I'm definitely under 50. I'd say that.
Yeah, it's for sure under 50.
Just I don't know. There's nothing fake about her. She's just a good person, just hanging out, having fun, great attitude. I love being around her.
All right, Tony is here. Speaking of more people who were on that trip, Tony, what's up?
Hey, Tony. He's another. Yep. Anyway, sorry. I was gonna say, every single person that pops up, you'd be like, "Oh, that's a cool person. That's a cool person. That's a cool person."
No, yeah, there is. It's Corey will hit 1,000 being friends with all of us bad influences.
Oh yeah, in my collection, yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. More hellos. Stacy saying hi to Mel. I almost forgot how this works. It's good to see Stacy. I haven't seen him in a while, so very happy to see you out. And we could be doing this all night. I do see one other person, Chris C. the Slasher Dudes.
Oh, Chris.
Hey,
flash that light.
Thank you for coming in.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started on the actual reason why we're here.
Yeah.
And that is to talk movies, the movies we swap. So go ahead. I'm going to give you the big screen and let everybody know what movie you had me watch.
All right, here we go. I'm not great at running down movies, so I apologize ahead of time, but I picked out The Man from Nowhere for you to watch for our movie swap. This was a new one that was newer to me as well, but when I was throwing out a couple suggestions, I think you kind of you took to this one quite a bit because you said you already had it on the shelf and been meaning to watch it and kind of gave the excuse to go out and see it. But I have fallen down, I don't know if you say the rabbit hole, but there's been so many great movies that I've been able to discover from, Asian cinema, Korea, Japan, China, that are just awesome. I kind of got over my little stigma of subtitles on some movies, and now I don't mind it at all. It took a little bit, but I had so much fun with this movie. I don't know if you want me to get into it at all right now.
Yeah,
but
just give us a basic overview of the plot.
So, basic overview, this gentleman right here, he is basically coming from a very dark past. It's maybe a story you've heard a little bit before, but he's definitely had some type of military training, some kind of Black Ops type of undercover type of military actions, has a very big set of skills, but it's kind of like he just checked out. He did not want that lifestyle anymore, got out of it, and is basically running a pawn shop out of this very low income area in this apartment complex, it almost seems like, and just trying to lay low and just live his life. And he kind of happens upon a situation with one of the tenants in there with a drug situation, gangsters, and then this little girl, that lady's daughter, getting involved with it. And he gets pulled back into the action a little bit. So you might kind of think of a John Wick almost type of story where they're trying to get out of the lifestyle and there's something where they didn't think they were going to have that feeling for somebody again, and it draws them back into the fold. And he's basically trying to, I guess, rescue her or seek revenge. Something bad happens to her.
Yep, I just have it on Blu-ray here.
Yeah.
And so when I saw you post the 4K the other day, I got jealous. So, but it looked pretty good on Blu-ray.
I'm sure it
did. 4K, but it's a lot of John Wick in this movie. It's but it was made in 2010, so
before John Wick. Yep.
Right, before John Wick. So it's not a ripoff.
Nope.
In fact, I would hazard a guess that the people behind John Wick have heard of this movie.
I would say yes. I would say yes.
I would say yes. Even the outfit is very similar
the black
to
suit.
John Wick, just straight black suit.
Yep.
When he gets into that mode.
Oh yeah.
And what do you think about our main guy here, especially at the beginning of the movie?
At first I was kind of wondering which way it was going to go. He seemed pretty cold. There's some situations where this little girl is definitely in a bad home. Her mom's drug addict and maybe abusive, but at the very least neglecting her. And the little girl kind of on her own, kind of raising herself. And there's a couple little situations where he could have jumped out and helped her out a little bit with police or like little situations, but he just would kind of draw back and didn't offer that help up right away. So right off the bat, I wasn't getting a great feeling about him. But you kind of figure out it as it kind of goes along that he probably just had a really he had some dark times in his past, and he just didn't want to deal with anything ever again. So whether he cared for somebody and lost them, or just situations like that, friends being killed, and if he was in like a military type situation, he just was not really willing to put himself in a spot where he was going to care for somebody again.
Yeah, I was like, when I was watching it in the beginning, I was just like, I feel for him, even though I don't know much about him, because the whole vibe that I was getting off of him is, first, he's had a lot of things happen in his past. That was the first vibe I got. And then the second one was like, I'm just trying to mind my business. Please, will everyone please leave me alone?
Yeah, he just wants to live his life. And
and just they just couldn't do it.
Right.
And he, he had developed a liking for the little girl, but he wasn't really trying to be warm with her. I would say, because it's so cold, like you said.
Right.
Is a good description. So he didn't mind having her around, but he wasn't really trying to be an influence on her life or anything other than, okay, mom is out doing whatever she's doing. You can hang out here for a while.
Yeah, and you give her some food or whatever.
Right.
So he wasn't completely horrible to her, but just there was a couple situations where he kind of gave her the cold shoulder a little bit.
Yeah, he was emotionally closed off. I guess.
Right.
To use a term we use, and he was there for her, to help and look out if she needed something at a time, but he wasn't trying to be available to her in that way. And what do you think of the little girl?
She was. You could see she was resourceful. She was in a bad situation, and she was, she still loved her mom. There was times where things started happening where she still cared what happened to her, and that bothered her. But there was a lot of times her mom was pretty, I don't know, just would neglect her and not be really nice to her. And so she was in a tough situation and very poor, I think, and just wasn't provided for. So she was doing the best she could to survive. So there were some situations where she was shoplifting from stores, whether it was food or little things. But you could tell she was, for as young as she was fighting to survive. I mean, she was doing what she needed to do to get by day to day.
Yeah, and for people in the chat, we're talking about about 8 years old or so.
That sounds right. I mean, she was pretty young.
Yeah, and a scene that kind of stuck out to me, where my feeling towards him started to turn a bit, was like, oh, he's not going to be there for her, was the scene where the little girl, she got accused of beating up a little classmates.
Mm-hmm.
And the mom is standing there, I guess it's the principal of the school or a teacher from the school. The other kid's mom, not her mom, the other kid's mom is there. And just slapping her over, and you can't hit my son, and she's just slapping upside the head.
Yeah.
And then he just so happened to be coming around the corner and see her, and she saw him, so she was like, "Oh, he's here. He can help me," and kind of points at him like, "Hey, that's my dad." And he kind of looks and turns and walks away.
Yeah, he's basically like, "I don't know her."
I don't know her. I don't want anything to do with this. So that's when I was like, "Ugh, maybe it's not going to be really something drastic did happen. Something drastic did happen."
Yeah.
You want to tell what that was? Something drastic thing that happened?
Well, what kind of led up to it, like her mom was kind of in with somebody else where they where she worked, there was drug deals that were going down, and I think they got kind of wind of a transaction that was going to happen, and she, you know, took a stun gun to the guy and took the product off of him, and I think it was the idea that they were going to split it, make some money, party with it, whatever. But they stole from the wrong people, basically. That it was a strong gangster organization.
Right. There was a theft at the very beginning of the movie that she was involved in, and then she got into it with the guy who she was working with.
Yep.
And through this, and this is minor spoiler here, but not a big spoiler. Mom gets unalived, to use YouTube parlance.
Yes, she does.
And the daughter has gone missing, and this is when our hero turns into our hero, and he's got a particular set of skills, like we like to say in our movies,
yep.
and just starts going to work, and so of course I'm a person who's seen all the John Wick movies now, so
right.
That's where my mind was, and on if we're comparing the violence to John Wick, where do you put that?
I mean, this would go gorier. I mean, in definite sense, bloodier, gorier than what John Wick did. And that's what I found a lot of with. That's where I apologize if I am misspeaking on this one, if it's out of Korea or not. But there's been so many Korean films that I believe it's South Korea, but there's a lot of the Korean films that I've seen that they don't shy away from showing some extra violence, like the extra gore. Like John Wick would, believe me, there's guns firing, knives coming out and getting stabbed, but this takes it to another. I'm not saying it's like the goriest thing I've ever seen, but it takes it to another level. You see a lot more than what you do in a John Wick film.
Yeah. I think with the John Wick film and a lot of American films, especially John Wick, though, there's like so many gunshots and there's so much violence and it's happening so fast and it's pervasive. You get desensitized and it's not gory. It's if there's blood in the film, it's like a spurt of blood that
right.
You can see, but kind of in the background. There's nothing in your face. Whereas a movie like this, they're kind of putting the camera right up to it, and it gets all sorts of messy.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, they it's up a notch, I guess, from the Wick films.
Yeah, it is. Let's see if anybody in the chat has seen or is talking about The Man from Nowhere. Let me go back up and find. Let's see. Here we go. That would be. Well, I guess they're talking about meeting up at Orbit DVD. Is what they're talking about. Yeah.
I see one from Mel. She says, haha, don't lie, Corey. LOL. I think that's when I was talking about her. I wasn't lying at all.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Oh, yeah. No, I've had her on as a former guest. I'd like to get her back on one time. I'm sure we can talk more about something else. And she says, yo, what's up, Chris? And here we go. This has been a film on my watch list, says Mika. Sure. So yeah, keep listening, and see if it'll stay on your list.
And hopefully, I always have such a hard time talking about movies and tiptoeing that line of saying too much about it and not enough. It's kind of an art to be able to do that on some of these streams.
Yeah, it's all good. Cody, The Man from Nowhere is awesome. Highly recommend. Good. So there's one vote of from Cody.
Yep.
CC, haven't seen this before, but add it to my watch list. And just for CC and anybody else out there, but Corey has already mentioned it, but it is a Korean film, and it is definitely subtitled. So you play that, take that for what it's worth. I'm like you, I don't really care, but I know some people, are just not into subtitles, or for some reason, some people actually have legit medical reasons that they can't with subtitles.
Absolutely.
So I get it, but just so recognize that this is a subtitled movie. Congratulations, Chris C, for being nominated for Horror YouTuber of the Month. Oh, congrats!
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
I put my vote in already. But just to say on the 4K anyway, it does have an English dub version on here, if you prefer that.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna ask you about English dubbing in a minute.
yeah.
Z's question: what kind of category movies do you like? Do you like comedy, sci-fi, adventure, and what are your favorites? Go ahead, Corey. Got any favorite genres?
So I know everybody probably thinks that I'm just trying to take the easy way out with this, but I'm such a mood watcher. Like it depends what mood I'm in. So there's depending on the day. So I can say yes, I like all of those, but it just depends what mood I'm in. I grew up sci-fi and action movies, like 80s into 90s sci-fi and action movies. I absolutely loved. Grew up with them. Have such a great time with them, but I'm really all over the place. I think more recently started diving into horror movies a little bit more, like over the last probably 3 or 4 years. I'm still probably pretty tame compared to what some of my friends, what they talk about, some of the movies that they watch, but getting that a little more. But again, I got to be in the mood for it. I know one time, so Del, I think when you were on my show, I think we were talking about, and I think we went too late, and you said, well, maybe I won't get to watch it now. But, I was like, I got home one night, and I was like, I just didn't want to have to put much effort into watching something. I'm like, I put in Commando, Schwarzenegger Commando. And I was like, it's like, it's one that I've seen a million times.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't finish it, it's not the end of the world. I know how it ends. But it doesn't take a lot of effort, but it just entertains me,
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like you. I think all of us '80s kids, it was sci-fi and action. That's what we were raised on. And then I was also raised on slasher flicks at the time. So I was, big into horror growing up. If I had to pick my favorite, I was also big into martial arts. I talked about that. And past March, I just watched a boatload of them just for March. And a lot of people know that I'm a superhero movie fan. So.
Yeah. No, I do love those too. So I didn't have access to as many. So when I'm, so I didn't have a whole lot to choose from. But I remember Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. I loved. There was a couple of their films I had access to and would watch those quite a bit.
Yeah, Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down, as they say. Steve is here. What's up, Steve? He says, hey, y'all, I picked this one up on a sale, but haven't gotten around to it yet. Cool. Well, hopefully we'll give you some good insight on it. Caveman, he always comes with the knowledge on where to find these movies. The Man from Nowhere is on Peacock and Netflix, just FYI. Cool. So that's cool. I didn't know it was on either one.
Peacock has some great selection, especially into some of the Korean films. When I started diving into those, they have an amazing selection of them. They don't blast it on their homepage, the front page, but if you dig a little bit, there's a lot of gems in there.
Yep.
All right, so I gotta do some work, so I gotta hook this up to my TV so I can hook up my news toy. Hopefully, me hooking up stuff, it's a disaster area, so I'm going to end this. Don't forget tomorrow morning. Wake up with Z-Man tomorrow morning. Guys, thank you guys for coming in. Daryl, great job on your video of the Jubilee. Go Be Travel, thank you. Thank you guys for coming in. I know you're not on right now, but thank you guys. Don't forget to watch this on replay. #replay. Go ahead and give me latest information. I gotta get out here. Gotta put this up. And I gotta turn my fan on. It's getting hot in here. By the way, did I drink and drag? Did I hang around the knuckleheads to do it? Always, 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 always. Drink responsible. I gotta get out of here. I got stuff to do. All right, let's see here. There we go. Peace out. Peace out. Deuces. And we's out. As soon as I hit the button.